Hi everyone, my name is Matt. I'm the youth and family pastor at Cornerstone Church in Marshfield. I'm here today with your Cornerstone Connection, a daily devotional. So today we're going to jump right into the book of Lamentations. It comes right after the book of Jeremiah, in which we've been there for quite a while. It's a book of 52 chapters, and then we jump into Lamentations, which is a much shorter book, but an equally sad book, maybe even sadder, as the unknown author of this book is giving a first eyewitness account of what they're seeing with the destruction of Jerusalem that God had promised would come to his people. Now, anytime there is some sort of disaster, and I think about not necessarily natural disasters, but let's think about disaster that is caused by humanity. It could be a mass shooting. It could be the idea that a country is going to go invade another country all of a sudden, like we've seen in the past couple of years. We might be left as we watch destruction unfold, as we watch sin before our eyes, and we just see the wickedness of the human heart and the depravity of the human heart. We might be left, after watching that destruction and seeing the results of sin, we sometimes are left with this question: what led to this? What led to this? And I want to start with that question today, because I'm going to read for you in Lamentations chapter 4. It's a chapter of 22 verses. I'm going to read just 12, because what we're going to find out is there's enough sadness in those 12 verses that I don't really want to go on. But you get a clear picture of what this author is seeing in Jerusalem. And as I read that, I want you to be asking the question, what led to this? And I think there's things in the text, things that are said, that give us a pretty good idea. But I'm going to give us a verse, a proverb, that I believe is our answer at the very end. So here we go. Lamentations chapter 4, starting in verse 1, says this: How the gold has grown dim, how the pure gold is changed. The holy stones lie scattered at the head of every street. You just visualize the destruction here. The precious sons of Zion, worth their weight in fine gold, how they are regarded as earthen pots, the work of a potter's hands. Even jackals offer their breast. They nurse their young. But the daughter of my young people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue, listen to this, the tongue of the nursing infant sticks to the roof of its mouth for thirst. The children beg for food, but no one gives to them. This is a depressing, painted picture, isn't it? Those who once feasted on delicacies perish in the streets. Those who were brought up in purple embrace ash heaps. For the chastisement of the daughter of my people has been greater than the punishment of Sodom. I want you to think back to Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, and he goes on, which was overthrown in a moment, and no hands were wrung for her. Her princes were purer than snow, whiter than milk. Their bodies were more ruddy than coral. The beauty of their form was like sapphire. Now their face is blacker than soot. They are not recognized in the streets. Their skin has shriveled on their bones. It has become as dry as wood. Verse 9, happier were the victims of the sword than the victims of hunger, who wasted away, pierced by lack of the fruits of the field. The hands of compassionate women have boiled their own children. They became their food during the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord gave full vent to his wrath. He poured out his hot anger, and he kindled a fire in Zion that consumed its foundations. The kings of the earth did not believe, nor any of the inhabitants of the world, that foe or enemy could enter the gates of Jerusalem. And it's there at the end of verse 12 that I'm going to end the reading today, because again we get a clear description of the destruction, of the depravity, of just how sad of a state Jerusalem was in. And so we ask the question, and we'll seek an answer of what led to this. And I think verse 12 points us in a really good direction. Again, I'll read it. The kings of the earth did not believe, nor any of the inhabitants of the world, that foe or enemy could enter the gates of Jerusalem. What does that tell me? That tells me that Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18 is quite true. And you might know this one. It goes like this: pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You see, God's people, unfortunately, carried a lot of pride and a haughty spirit. Even though they were warned time and time again, in which we saw in Jeremiah, they did not change their lifestyle. They did not allow the truth of what Jeremiah was speaking to them to penetrate their prideful hearts and lead to humble response. And so what was the result? Destruction and fall. We see the result in Lamentations chapter 4 and what I just read in verses 1 through 12. And friends, we might sit here and say, well, that was a long time ago for a specific people. But isn't there a lot of truth in Proverbs 16:18 that pride comes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall? This can be true in our workplaces. This can be true in our families as we parent our children, in our families, as in our marriages. This can be true in any facet of our life. If we allow pride to grow within us, destruction is sure to come. If there's a haughty spirit within us, a fall is in the future. And so, friends, may we allow our God to search us, to know us, to test us, and allow Him to lead us into repentance and have a humble spirit for His glory and the good of others. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.